back a year ago.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
สวัสดีครับสวัสดีแฟนวอลเลย์บอลทุกคนนะครับวันนี้เราจะมาไลฟ์พูดคุยเกี่ยวกับคู่ของญี่ปุ่นแล้วก็เบลเยียมนะครับในกลุ่มนี้นะครับก่อนที่จะไปดูสาวไทยของเราในเวลา2 ทุ่มนะครับก็แต้มตอนนี้นะครับทางเบลเยียมนะครับที่นำญี่ปุ่นไปถึง4 แต้มก็รวมสูสีกันอยู่นะครับในแต้มที่5นี้นะครับเบลเยียมก็ยังเหนียวนะครับญี่ปุ่นก็ยังเหนียวนะครับยังสู้กันไปสู้กันมานะครับแต้มนี้โอ้ยังอยู่นะครับเบลเยียมสุดยอดมากเลยครับลูกนี้โอ้ก่อนที่จะเสียไปนะครับเป็นญี่ปุ่นนะครับที่ทำแต้มได้ตอนนี้3-4เหลือเวลา2 ทุ่มนะครับก็จะไปเชียร์สาวไทยของเราต่อญี่ปุ่นเสิร์ฟเบลเยียมยกลูกนี้นะครับแฉลบบล็อกแล้วก็หลุดออกนอกสนามไปเป็น5-3หมายเลข3นะครับเชอร์บอทนะครับโอ้ลูกนี้สวยนะครับญี่ปุ่นทำแต้มกลับได้นะครับเป็น4-5อายาชินะครับหมายเลข15เหมือนเกมนี้นะครับยังไม่มีโอกาสนะครับตั้งแต่บาดเจ็บนะครับก็ยังไม่ได้รับโอกาสลงสนามอาการอาจจะยังไม่ดีขึ้นนะครับก่อนที่เบลเยียมลูกนี้นะครับเล่นบอลเร็วแต้มเป็น6-4
Strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray.
Seki was there, and it's coming straight back over again. Belgium's early momentum being thwarted at the moment. Nice swing. Fine work by the captain.
And again, a patient amount of work being done by Belgium. It gets dug, it comes back over. It gets dug, it comes back over. And they find their space, they find their opportunity. They don't get frustrated, they don't try to make something happen. They wait for it to be available to have a nice swing, Van Gestel.
That's tidy. Very smart by Hayashi.
And it's the speed. Again, that ball out wide, that's almost a shoot ball that's coming out. It's a free swing cross court every time because Lemons and Janssens can't get out there.
Right, Ishikawa, hang on. Oh, every time she touches it, you think it's going to go in. There's just this confidence and aura about her.
It's a good lead by Belgium.
So from one serving exponent and expert to another. Again, it's not the greatest of pass, the subtle serve. And she walks back with another point. Good move back by Belgium. They've levelled 11 all.
Well, that was some swing. It's almost on the 3-meter line, and Van Gestel's playing at 1. Makes a really incredible dig. High hands, it's there, and then it's really unlucky. It's popped right up on the net, and because there was cover behind her, there was no one then back at 6 to play it.
Quick work by Hayashi, and Japan steal into the lead once more. Right. Time to roll up our sleeves, says Britt Herbert.
This comes with a great angle and a very hard hit. But Japan have done now, but they know where to... That's a really good break off the net. And you've got 2 players in defence, but it's just such a good swing.
Some contest brewing here at the Ahoy Arena in Rotterdam. First match of this second round. All about big power for Herbert, but she's going to have to block now. Oops, that's not a good... Whoa!
Well, for once, and that doesn't happen very often. Seki looking at the referee and say, hey, that's a double
Didn't you
touch.
think?
Do you know what, though? Setter's prerogative as well, and there is a move maybe where we'll just do away with double touches altogether in the game, and then we don't have that problem. It's a great thing. You've got to play to the whistle. Players play, referees ref.
Well, they got away with it then, and here comes said setter. Van der Wever. Oh. Hayashi into a bit of a groove early on. Lovely swing. That is what she specialises in.
It's the height which she takes it and a bit of pace on it as well. And then Japan unable to get the chase and get to it. It's a very good hit off of Shimamura and away.
And here comes Herbert now on serve. That's a boomer.
Belgium are going to, if they're going to win this, it's going to have to be in their block. When they do get 2 blockers out, they're getting good touches, but they have to convert if they're going to get the points they need to win this one.
Another nice leave. Just off song at the moment, Inui. Being one of the key go-to players, the key go-to player in the absence through injury of Koga. Serving and swinging.
Touch off the block, it didn't land in. Although Van Avermaet is saying she didn't touch it, so we'll have a look.
She was absolutely adamant, wasn't she? Straight away, turned round, went straight towards the coach. So first video challenge. Was there a block touch? Each coach can have as many challenges as they like, but only a limit of 2 rejections by the video official.
That's per set, so if they do get 2 wrong in the set, they can get to go again. Oh, it's a tough one that for the referee though. The ball, that ball is in relation to where the referee is. There's no chance to tell, particularly whether. So if it looked like it did, so the challenge is proved successful for Belgium.
Vindication. You never appealed, of course.
Never got a chance to challenge. Always appealed.
Quick work by the Jansons. How clever was that?
And how important is that as well, because it gives them a 3-point margin now, and Japan will have to call timeout, which they do. This is huge. She's got out, and that's really good because she knows she's going to be late. She's not giving up on that. She's going, and she's arrived fashionably late. Mainly because there was a tip ball coming, and she was able then to catch up to it. Ishikawa knows she needs to swing on that, but she needs a good ball in to do it.
どこ空いてるかコールしていこう。オッケー。これも入ってしっかり。オッケー。パス待ってた。オッケー。サーブの時ちょっと時間作れ。時間作って自分たちのペースでシュート決してから。オッケー。最高。
Much more of a team effort, a collaborative timeout for Japan. Normally, you think of certain coaches who just can often rant and shout. More constructive, we said there with Goethe van der Hoed, but for Japan, Manabe, a few little words, but otherwise it was the players. And here comes Lemons. Out of system. Oh, good swing by Ishikawa.
They didn't have all of their attacking options, couldn't go middle, but again, still a quickish ball out wide. There's a gap between the block, and that's exactly where she goes, in that gap, and then splits the defense as well. Van Alvermaet's got to come in a little bit closer to the court.
It's a bit laboured there, and obvious for Japan to take advantage of, but triple block from Belgium. Power. Nice work. Improvisation by Ishikawa. Had to do that. Another great rally before Janssen's triumphs at the net.
You think you put the ball on the floor against Japan, you have to think again. And you have to not get upset by it, you have to then reset, refocus, and that's exactly what Janssen has done. Went to 1, this time goes between the defenders at 6 and 5.
Van Avermaet. Well, going for an angle, but
coaches won't mind that. Particularly, it's a serve that's gone over. It's got to makes Japan think.
Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do. The aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step.
Boom! Lovely. Pass, set, boom.
Exactly. Pass, set, and then Herbox puts it away. She's up right over the top of that as well. She's hitting almost on the top of the ball, so getting everything through it. That has just been bounced. I think they might need to go and check the floor and sort that dent out.
If you give that to Marlies Janssens, that's what the ball is going to get. And they've gone for a timeout, Japan, as a result. Again, the serve causing the problem because it comes straight back over. And that graphic is revealing, isn't it? 7 of the last 10 to Belgium, who've just suddenly grown again into this game.
You can only win a set, you can only win a match if you can get break points. Those are points where you've won the rally from your service. And the fact that they've got a run of points from service is fantastic.
I just wonder how much they're going to feed off that win against the Netherlands. Having come so close against Italy, they then recovered, beat Netherlands, now Cameroon, and now they're up against Japan, and that is another I was just going to say Janssen, she was up there thinking she's done it, but actually went down inside her side of the net.
And the reason for that is because she's off the net with her hands, and there's that gap between her net and the hands that goes down her own side. That's always the danger when you reach laterally.
Oh, what a great dig. No, it was to ground, seemingly.
Well, the dig was fine. It was just the set afterwards, which was called as a double.
Double. What a good serve, and it's Ishikawa.
That's what she can do. She put that right in the gap between the libero and outside hitter, and then it was a bit of a panic set.
If she's done it once, she can do it again. Nice play by Rampal there, one of her specialities. Oh, not the best by Fukudome. Still in play. There's an example of exactly what you were saying. Do not think you've done it once. You've got to go again and again.
Well, that's what can cost you. It happened to Belgium against Italy. They were celebrating, thinking they'd won a point. Van Avermaets was, and it hadn't hit the floor. Italy saved it. They went on and lost the match as a result. This time, it was almost a quick celebration, and realised, no, it's still in play, and then they're able to finish it off. Change for Belgium. They brought on number 12, so
setter for setter.
Indeed, Crick is on. Mind you, and the Viva's last few sets have been a bit ropey by her own very high standards.
Nikki made a big difference in the match against the Netherlands. Actually, she was the switch setters, and it changed the tempo of the match and also the accuracy of the sets. Herbert's having to move fast. Fukudome was absolutely ready and waiting, and that set up that point.
Very good work from Hayashi. She's looking at the block, waiting to see the hands, and then this is the best place you can put it. You go to that elbow, and it's the point closest to the antenna. It's either going to come off the elbow and hit the antenna, or generally go out of play.
Regular switch, although it's a rare fumble. I haven't seen one of those all tournament. Server drops the ball.
Not only that, she's lost the serve.
Too long.
What's happened, so for those of you wondering what just went on then, once the whistle goes, there's 15 seconds for the other team to come and serve. Now, they made a substitution. That's going to eat up a bit of time, but that would have been allowed for. But once blown for service, it's 8 seconds. And it was less than that, but because she dropped the ball, she ran out of time.
And right on cue, here's one of Belgium's top servers. Smart work by the coach, Jutta van der Wever.
Yeah, it's a nice blocking sub, bring Krinicki in a bit of height at the net.
Smart work, and here is 5 set points for Belgium.
Again, middle blockers, Lemon's getting out there, not giving up, knowing she's going to have to keep going even if the ball looks like it's beaten her.
First time of asking with it. Oh, wow, thought that was going to go down. Brilliant. How did they keep that up? Now Belgium have got to watch their step, stay calm. Instead, what a swing, what a recovery by Hayashi. Did you think that was down or not?
Well, no, but you know what? I'm sure, like you, Jonathan, there were many people at home and watching around the world thought that had hit the floor and were thinking they'd gone the set. What an incredible recovery by Japan.
Belgium were like, what? Okay, just get the side out. 24-20. Heidi. Nice dig. Oh, dear me. This is old. This is, yeah. Everything seemingly wasn't on, and they're going for a timeout. I mean, that's the old Belgium.
Well, this is really difficult because Van der Wever's right on the net, and so that ball is always going to be slow. Van Avermaets has to wait. She's gone in expecting it to be perfect. Which at this level, you kind of think they will. Van Gestel having a word with the players. coach knows he doesn't need to say anything. They just got to get the one side out, but they've got to keep focused, and it's not finished. It will never be done against Japan until the referee blows the whistle to say it's done.
Fukudome, how did she do that? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So Miyabi again. Herbert can finish it. The referee has blown his whistle. Japan have got to accept it. It's 25-21.
Yeah, now they've won the set, definitely. But again, Herbert's, what a great jump. She gets outside the line of the court, opens up a cross-court angle, and then just takes it on because the block doesn't get in the way. And Inoue, while she's still getting there, she's got set, but she's not quite set early enough and can't then get the ball back into play. She's a little bit late, and her hands were a little bit too close to her body. If they'd have already been out in front and then she'd just made a movement, which you kind of see at the men's game, they keep their hands out and they keep them bent because it comes so quickly. Herbots is hitting the ball at that kind of pace. They're going to have to change their defense very slightly to accommodate it.
25-21. Belgium, ranked 11 in the world, lead Japan, ranked 7 in the world. Just looking back to the VNL, Japan took the first set 25-16. Back came Japan 18-25. I think we're fully expecting a response from Japan.
Serving pressure's been really good from Belgium, and it's really reduced the options. We haven't seen hardly any middle attacks coming from Japan. A lot of it's been forced out wide, and the stuff that's gone behind the block's been waiting for it. There we go, that's how the phone works, Mum. It's not just a phone nowadays, it's everything, isn't it? It's a whole personal assistant.
So, let's go through these stats then. Belgium, better attacks, better blocks.
And it's important to note, actually, that errors-wise, Japan made 6-1 extra, but blocks aren't the be-all and end-all. Those 3 points, that's not what blocking's about. It's not to score points. It's to slow the ball down so your defender's got a chance to touch it, and it's to guide the ball to where the defenders are placed around the block. That's the two primary aims of blocking. And anything else on top of that, if you make a block point, then that's the icing on the cake. But you should never, for those of you that are learning the game and you're getting frustrated because you're not making blocks that go on the floor, that's the wrong thought process. If you're making good touches that your team are then defending, or you're guiding the ball to your defenders and they're not making digs, you're doing your job. If they are making digs. So cross court down the line is where the ball's gone. And look at that, I said middle attack's not really been there for Japan. They haven't run the pipe either, because they've not really been allowed to. So a couple of slide behinds, a few balls on the back, and then the majority they've just had to go out wide. So that's credit to the way that Belgium are playing with their serving, that they've forced Japan to play primarily from that side of the court. That's excellent.
Well, it's going well so far for the Yellow Tigers, so why make a change? And they haven't. Jutta van der Weiber will start, having just been substituted briefly in that first set. Van Gestel, Janssens, van der Weiber, Herberts, Lemons and Van Avermaet. And for Japan, it's Ishikawa. Airi has come in, interesting. Hayashi, Koga is going to come on. Yamada and Seki. So Inoue has gone off, and Shimura has been subbed off as well.
Well, not surprisingly, they're both the middles. Shimura's middle, she did nothing, she didn't get a touch.
So Ishikawa in red will start us in this second set against Belgium, and that's not an ace.
What we're going to see from Japan now is a little bit of a, we won't see a middle in a quick middle. What we'll see is a bit of a half ball in the middle, drifting between the outside blocker and the middle blocker for Belgium, and see if Ere can score points in that area.
Nice.
And that's a good example. So you had both players are up at a similar time on a half ball middle and a quick ball out wide, and now it's difficult to know what's going on, and that introduction of Koga making an immediate impact.
So the captain is back, having injured herself against China in the third set. She's now been reintroduced.
Ball clip the antenna. As soon as it does that, it's out of play.
Heidi, 24 years old, introduced the earliest so far in this World Championships on her championship debut for Japan. Outside hitter.
Interestingly as well, she knows she's playing out of position. There he is playing as a middle. They think there's a net touch here by her bots. If her hair's touched the net, that's not a fault. But if she's touched the net with any other part of the body or her clothing, then that is a fault. Oh,
I think that
Japan.
is.
It's
Yep.
Japan who've touched the net. So it's Hayashi touched the net. That's what I'd be saying.
Pointing across the net.
Oh, that's interesting. Hayashi definitely touched the net.
Who got there first?
Well, that was really impossible. I could see that Herbot's hair touched him. It didn't look like she did. Anyway, what do I know? I'm not Hawkeye.
Well, you're not. So there.
Exactly.
Carry on the Belgian side of the net, and that's a good start for Belgium, rather for Japan, 4-1.
It's a little bit
Yes.
behind her, and so it's been called, in technical terms, referees, it's called a catch ball. We could carry, lift, throw.
And still Heidi serves on, and that's an ace. What a brilliant serve. Heidi announces herself. She may be an outside hitter, but she's playing a blinder when it comes to serving, swinging and dipping and just dying at the end there.
That was a wonderful serve. And this wonderful celebration.
Koga straight into the action. A swing and then a dig. And they've got Belgium on the run at the moment. 6-1.
Timeout by Belgium.
Hoog of achter staan, of het 1-1 wordt. Wij moeten ons ritme in ons spel vinden. Wij moeten ons ritme in ons spel vinden. We hebben te veel van hun kunnen gebruik maken om die eerste set te winnen. Dus maak u niks wijs. Deze set is een ongelooflijke kans. We staan 1-0 voor om ons spel, ons ritme te vinden. En ik zal wel proberen te helpen en aan te sturen en bij te sturen. Maar wij gaan alleen ons spel vinden. We gaan niet winnen zoals we de eerste set gewonnen hebben, 3 sets. Gaan we anders spelen, we weten hoe. Maak je maar.
It's everything he would have feared. Change, restart, regroup for set 2. 6-1 already in arrears. And that's an ace. Ha! They keep on coming.
Herbots really didn't want to pass that. Maybe her and Van Gestel, a little bit of miscommunication. It's right in the seam. It's right in that corridor of uncertainty between players, and that was definitely an uncertain pass from Herbots.
Heidi again. That's more like it from Van Gestel. Some way off the net. Well, not the best by Seki, very close to the net, and then out of position, and Belgium take the point.
They also did something differently in that they took... Herbots just stepped out of the play, so Van Gestel passed that one all on her own, which allowed her to go and have a swing. But again, just the fact that Japan keep the ball in play all the time, that's just basic physics, height. Can't do anything about that, Seki.
Nice one. First one we've seen from Yamada. Middle attack. Only one block, one-on-one.
They get more of those plays through the middle if they can, Japan.
Good dig. Not the best swing though. Maybe limited options.
She's trying to go cross-court, thumbs come down onto the ball, but she's overcut it a little bit far in front of her. Just having a look at that. She just hasn't got the angle, enough topspin on it to get the angle.
Couldn't get it down the line either. Closer the middle than she really would have wanted. So 9-2 down. Here come Japan once more. Oh, well.
There's the value of keeping the ball in play, no matter which team you are. Get it back over and see what happens. And that's what Belgium have done, and an unforced error from Japan gives them the point.
Constantly busy in red.
Time Ishikawa slid her hand in, but didn't make the pancake. Flipped nothing.
Just flipping heck. Couldn't get it.
Great pickup by Rampelberg.
Right in front of the referee, Fabrice Colados.
That's good work to just the speed of that ball. It's travelling from left to right for Yamada, so she can just continue that just with that pace. It's too quick. Van Gestel can't close the block.
So here's the captain back on court with her first serve since the injury. It's deep. That's too long.
And Habermas was on that 1 foot slide behind. Just didn't get the angle she wanted. Didn't get any topspin on that. Practically served it.
So the setter switch comes early in this second set. Charlotte Kronecki on for Jutta van der Wever. And she's early into the action. That'll do everyone a power of good. First touch, first point.
It was quite tight, but Van Gestel does very well to get it off of the hands of Seki in a way, and just saying to Kronecki, yeah, good job.
That's a lot to make up, isn't it? Earlier in the second set, rather. 11-5.
Get a run of points. There's still plenty of points to play with.
It's getting the run against Japan, who are so relentless. And they've proved that there. Again, patience, waiting, side to side, and then the finish.
Hands up early, no attack coming, no power hit. So from Lemon's point of view, she has to get off her heels and get on her toes in order to chase the ball down.
Welcome respite, side out Belgium. But they need a good run now, because Japan will be happy to side out all the way now. They've got 6 points more. That's a good swing. It needed to be certainly a point winning. Whether it was the best she'll ever do is another matter, but the fact is she needed the point. They have to start this run.
It's deep into the corner, always difficult for the defender to deal with when she goes to hit this. It's just to the left of the libero, which is generally the weaker side, actually.
Nice pass. What a good block, though. Van Gestel. And Japan put the brakes on with a timeout.
It's run to where there's little movement that has to be made by the blockers, so Van Gestel could do a little quick shuffle back in, and excellent work.
So Van Avermaet will continue. And Belgium will hope that they can continue too with this run. 3 points in a row so far. That's going to go down to Krenecki. Big smile from the setter. She's playing her role as a blocker. There's extra height on her side from instead of Van der Weber.
That's that second tempo attack that's going to be used for Eri, either in front or behind. It's not an out-and-out quick, but she's got a really good jump on her, and so she can just pop up and hit this kind of a play. She used it really well against Argentina.
Good switch by Manabe, paying off so far. Lovely dig by Ishikawa. Can she finish it? Rampelberg does her best. Janssens go, or rather Herberts goes for the tip. And Japan get the point.
You don't tip against Japan and expect to get away with it. I mean, even though it was really well placed, Fukudomi's travelled so much of that court to get to it, keep it in play. Look at that, such a good pickup. And it's paid dividends.
All part of the job spec for a Japanese libero. Well read by Janssens, although that's not the best pass. Whoa, that's gone way out of court. Advantage very much Japan. And that's taken. Hayashi slapped across the net.
That's where Belgium just cannot afford to give Japan the break points. They can live with the siding out for a little bit, but unfortunately there's no way they're going to deal with that.
One-on-one, Hayashi takes full advantage. That's a nice dig by Herberts.
Side out achieved, but now they have to score from serving. They got back to within 3. It was looking quite good, actually. Now they're back in the position they were in. It's looking good for Japan.
Manon Ferrier comes on. Seen her come on as a specialist to serve, but now on as an outside hitter in that back court. Oh, what a good hit that was. Ishikawa.
Talk about Herbots hitting, and Herbots, it's a very different style of hitting. She's up and then swings. Look at this is up and bang. There's a little moment of stillness and then she hits right through the ball. It's wonderful to watch.
And now she's on serve. Still they keep it up. It's extraordinary.
Oh, that's so well played. The ball is deemed to have been on the side of Belgium. And
Koga can't believe it, can she?
She's played it. The referee's going to say here, it's gone across the plane of the net and you played it, so it's invasion. That's because, look, she took her hands away. It was coming over the side to Krenecki, but Krenecki took her hands away. Koga's played it, expecting a joust, and it did nothing.
You touched the ball. I saw it, okay? Thank you.
That's what the referee's saying. That's what I saw it.
Five points in it. Oh, Marlies Janssens. Too good for Uchiseto rather. Swinging away from the libero. Oh, another good serve, but a wonderful dig.
That's back the other way now. Lemons has reached over as the setter's about to play it. And so for those of you wondering, the rules are quite specific in volleyball. You're not allowed to play the ball on the opposition side of the net. You can only do that if the opposition are attacking the ball. You can reach across and stop it. But if they're not attacking the ball, you can't reach across and play it.
So much time, Japan just made it. The pass on the backcourt, the set, and then the swing. And here come Belgium again for another timeout. 6 points down.
Dat is onze scherpte vinden hier aan het net en onze pipe vinden. Vandaag maar nog. Uit de receptie af. Dat is de enige mogelijkheid, anders kunnen we die wedstrijd onmogelijk winnen. We gaan geen 40 ballen scoren in fly, we moeten dit vinden en daar hebben we deze set voor. Het resultaat, deze set is onbelangrijk. Als we het niet gevonden hebben, moeten we het in de derde gaan zoeken. Holy.
Irie, what a revelation she's been. The serve didn't happen there, but even so, the contribution she's made in terms of that start, which has given them such a head start over Belgium in this second set.
That's finding the gap in the block, which is what you want to do when there's two blockers. Really difficult because your defender doesn't always sit in that gap.
Oh! Who was going to take that?
That was, yeah, it was after you, after you.
No, yours.
No, I
No, but seriously.
No, but you. What a dig though.
I know, again, but then, come on, someone's got to make the decision.
Oh. She said so that time, making the dig.
Rampelberg took that for the team. It's still in play. Here's Koga. And Rampelberg again. Just waiting, Yamada up, reaching, tips it down.
Well, what Yamada did then, she just put her hands directly above her head and went up on her own side, and then the ball was going to hit and roll down. She never reached across, so she wasn't in danger of playing it on the side of Japan. Really good view from the overhead of that. But this is amazing. Rampelberg, two incredible digs, but it comes to nothing.
Just got too close to the net, despite the best efforts of Yoshino.
That was an interesting one as well, because the player for Japan, it's Strasia, she puts her hands towards the net and the ball then hits the net, and I think it may hit her hands. You've got to be really careful in that situation because you can be called for a fault. You see the way she moved her hands to the net, but she moved them laterally, not forwards.
Sudden burst of pace from the Japanese side of the net, and Yamada puts that one away. The slide attack, 2 points in a row, and they're now 5 points clear again. Just out. They're going for a video challenge. Was the ball in, ball out? We're going to find out. We can sit and guess from where we sit, but I think that's more in hope, don't you, than expectation?
Well, the look wasn't great from Van Gestel, was it?
That was not, I tell you it's out, that's in. That was like, please be in.
It's one of those plays where you're trying not to make an error. If your mindset is you're trying not to make a mistake, then that's the wrong mindset. You've just got to go in with, I'm going to win the point, I'm going to do something here. And that has not landed in.
You're right, her body language suggested, I'm not confident at all, but we've got to try something. Otherwise we're 6 down. Nice one, off the hands.
There's always enough points, generally speaking, because as long as you've got the ball in hand and you're serving, you've got a chance to score. So that's what Belgium will be thinking. Good work by Van Gestel to get it off the block and away.
Ishikawa, so precise, and that's just as good.
Van Gestel practically caught that one then. I think she had a look to see what was written on it. Oh yeah, Women's World Championship, thanks, have it back. great block.
Nice skimming low serve. Going for the hat-trick of points, and she's done it!
Now that's a very different. So from the last one where she tipped, thinking I must make a mistake. This one, she's thinking I've got two blockers, and I am going for this angle. Look at that. That's so well played. She knows she has to play a good shot, and he couldn't have got much better. Exactly what she wanted to do with that, and where she wanted to play it. A little bit of help to just clip the block.
So down to 3 now. And still Natalie Lemons on serve. The screw needs to be twisted a little bit more by Belgium. Oh, you could sense from that serve that the toss was never high enough. Like a golfer over a putt, needing to land it to keep that pressure on the rival, and it pushes past. Or maybe in that case, doesn't reach the hole because that just drops into the net. Herbert's trying to puncture this Japanese defense. Oh, brilliantly done. Irie, almost apologetically, just pops it over. Sorry.
Nothing to be sorry about at all. That was wonderful play. Perfectly placed as well. Rampelberg couldn't do anything about it.
Yamada. Ishikawa go once more. Well read by Van Gestel, but no. Two touch, says the referee, and that is, unless there's a challenge, that is set point for Japan, 24-18. She's got to be quick. Almost got the 8 seconds done then. This could be the point. Seki, Ari. Just cannot make their way through at the moment. That's good play. The Belgian block.
That was tough for Seki because Ari was at the net, couldn't move anywhere, and Seki can't get her out of the way, has to get round it. So not the best of sets. And Ishikawa, trying as hard as she might, can't get past the block.
They've still got 5 points in hand. Get it back somehow, but Belgium have got to take advantage. Herberts arrives and scores.
Once again, great hustle from Japan. They keep the ball in play, but this time Belgium able to make sure that they win the point. Wonderful hustle.
Stragier. And that's good enough by Ishikawa. How well has she come on? Really strong. And they've closed out this second set 25-20, and it's 1 set all.
What a difference a substitution can make, or two, for Japan. They were a very different team in this second set. And certainly Ishikawa has played very, very well throughout it, both the first and second. Having started this match, hasn't started all of them.
So, we'll be hearing from the coaches in this break, in this second round. If you've been following us all the way through from the start, from Arnhem and Lodz and Gdansk, you will know that we've just been having flash interviews at the end of the match For the second round onwards, in all the venues, we're going to be hearing from the coaches after the first two sets. Plenty for Belgium to think about and chew on. And a great recovery by Japan, 25-21, 25-20.
Which one?
This could go all the way, given what happened in the VNL in July when we went to 5. Great to be in the arena because this is developing into a really fascinating contest. Better attacks for Japan. Not much in, well, one block for Japan, but 7 for Belgium. But even so, that wasn't able to stem the tide, the red tide. And look at the opponent's errors for Belgium, 8-3. That needs to be changed if they're to hit back in set 3. So the attack zone still nothing, as Clayton Lucas was highlighting in the first set. Nothing through the middle for Japan. Ishikawa, Koga on in this second set, making her return to the court after that injury. And also the contribution of Airi. She is an outside hitter, but she's been on a World Championship debut as a middle blocker. And she's done a great job. And part of her success has been in that middle attack.
Very good second set. You must be very pleased. What's the message now for the team for the rest of the match?
Well, we have to keep serving hard and try to keep having momentum. That's one of the key. And lots of defense.
As usual, yes. Indeed. Well, good luck.
All right, thank you.
Clayton Lucas down there in the Japanese technical area. And we're going to be hearing very shortly from the Belgian camp, Gert van der Breuk. And he's ready courtside with Clayton.
Fabulous first set, coach. Japan have pegged you back in the second. What's the word for the team for the next few sets?
Take over control in serving. We served well first set. They didn't first set. Then they took over. Now it's our turn again.
So again, so good serving, good passing off the back of their serving as well, right?
I think serve receiving is extremely important, and we can't find a real rhythm in attack. So we have to find a little bit more rhythm in attack. I think playing a little bit more faster and with a little bit more risk close to the net.
Okay, well, let's see how it goes.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's so simple, isn't it? Expressed by someone who's lived and breathed volleyball for so long. And it looks so simple for Belgium in that first set. 25-21, broke clear after half distance. But then the changes for Japan, Koga and Airi coming on for Inoue and Shimimura. And very, very different in the second, particularly after that great run for Airi, who came on 7-1. They led. And to be fair, Belgium never really recovered. There were lots of points on the table, but they didn't see enough of them. So Belgium in black, preparing to get us underway. The captain, Celine van Herstel. It's dropped again, and it's Ishikawa. Not going for the big hit, just getting the reach and the touch. And they lead already. And this is going to be the first challenge then that we see for Geert van der Burg's players. Service reception. Go for a bit of risk. They've got to take control of serving. Good serve, but comfortably met by Van Hestel. Koga. First time we've seen her in the match really unleash and land like that. Key for Japan, as they said in that interview, momentum. This is looking good so far. Van Hestel, nice reception. Herbert's going big and too much even for Ishikawa. At least they're on the board early. Nice set as well. Kaneki staying on for Belgium in that setter role. Lemons and Herbert's going up together, but couldn't get that block. Couldn't make it stick and stay. Herbert's arriving and on the move. Now, Airi, delicate float. Can they break the run early on? Not through Lemons. That's a touch off the block. It's Hayashi and another point on Airi's serve. And that's 4-1. High on the ball, great technique. High hands. First serve mistake. I'm sure Geert van der Burg and his assistant Chris Vansnick will breathe a deep sigh of relief because that sowed the seeds of their downfall in set two. His players, their players, unable to cope. Geert van der Burg implored by Britt Herberts to go for a challenge, and they're going for it. Convinced that was in. He needs a few words again, doesn't he, Geert van der Burg? Because at 2-4, this isn't looking so healthy again. It's early days.
In Nederland, maar de Japanse wissel krijgt een 10 voor touwtjespringen.
To be fair, Britt Herberts thought that was most definitely in straight away. And Hawkeye taking time to see whether she's right, whether she's going to be vindicated, or there's going to be further disappointment, and Japan are going to have another point. There's the answer. She was spot on. The ball is in.
Was a successful challenge by
and Belgium have a successful video challenge. They can still have as many as they like, and those 2 rejections. Yep, she's happy. That buoys her up. Told you so, you see, Geert. Okay, okay. 4-3, that's a lot healthier than 2-5. Now to build on it. Stagier gets one through. Nice swing. And that is a massive difference at 4-all.
That's where it's good to get the right outcomes and the ability to make a challenge, and suddenly it can turn the tide of how things are going, can get the momentum. It's something that the coach mentioned in his chat. Getting that momentum is what they're after.
Interesting to see Stagier having a bit of a run. We've just seen her so far, mostly in this tournament, just coming on as a serving specialist right at the end of a set. But here she is, in play, in place of Silke van Avermaet very early on. That was very close to the net, but she did well to get it over. Japan will take that anytime. And off the block, how clever. The slide from Yamada.
I think one of the reasons why he's brought strategy on is a simple bit of math, really, is that she's better at defending. She's going to get the ball into transition, and she can have an attack from the back row. It's something that Belgium were missing in that second set with Van Avermaet struggling a little bit on defense.
Just since that Herberts is starting to wind herself up a bit more now. That's a great dig by Van Gestel. And well read by Rampelberg. Intensity stepping up.
Oh, that's interesting. So Kronicki's a back row player, so she's not allowed to play above the height of the net.
Higher than the top of the net. Higher than the top of the net. Sure. Higher than the top of the net.
There you go. It's as simple as that. I was just about to say that, didn't you?
No. You cannot challenge. I can see she's higher than the top of the net. No.
I guess I was going to argue it, but even if you're stood on the floor and Kronicki plays the ball in her hand, the ball she plays is above the height of the net. That's above the height of the net. And so it's a fault because she's a back row player.
You could tell there was shouldn't have done that, like touching a hot potato. So the point has gone to Japan. And at the moment, that's another one going as well as Britt Herberts decides not to vault the advertising hoarding.
Yes, it wouldn't have been very appetizing if you landed on something awkward on the other side.
But 4-8. Here's the move. That was long and she knew it.
See, this is what Herberts is a world-class player. Let's not make any mistake about that. But when you're telling your setter, I want the ball higher, I want the ball close to the net, you're not taking responsibility for the errors that you've just made. And it's really important. Players, they've got supercomputers in their head. They can work out what needs to be done. Van der Vijver's come back in because Kronicki's not giving the service that the players want.
That's more like it.
But it's all right. So it's a high ball out wide, and Herberts puts it on the floor. It's wonderful, but you still need to be able to do it when it's not a good set, and you can't just ask for something different. You're always looking to better the ball. That was on a plate for her. She's not going to miss that.
Oh. There's an urgency about Japan at the moment. They can see the doors being left slightly open by Belgium, having clawed their way back through. Now they're trying to accelerate away. Did well to keep that in play. Some hesitation as to who was going to take that, and in the end,
well, that's another classic bettering the ball situation. You've got a bad pass, and the setter's trying to get onto it, slightly compounded it, but then you're the last player to play it. Strategy, you've got to get it in. Bottom line, that's got to go in court at this level.
These are the errors which are creeping into Belgium's game. They've done their usual thing of taking the first set, and then set 2 and 3 become a struggle. And before you know it, set 4's disappeared. Took that nicely. Lovely work. Yamada again, it's that middle.
You see how the play gets spread from the end on, and how the block has to respect the attack that's coming, which is why you end up with one-on-one situations.
That's gone wide. That's another error from Belgium, and that's Britt Herberts. 6-13. Too many errors. Absolutely too many errors.
Timeout called by Belgium, unsurprisingly.
En wanneer we dat proberen, dan zagen we daar niet over, dan proberen we daar en dan investeren we daarin. En niemand zaagt erover.
That face says it all. That's more like it. Few of those, and Belgium will be back in the game. But they're giving themselves so much to do early on in sets 2 and 3, and Japan are just too strong, and that word again, relentless.
Not only that, they're giving her bots a lot to do. 13 points for her already in this match.
But it's Hayashi who's scoring nicely as well for Japan, 11. And there's another one, Airi, through the middle. It's 7 now they've got to catch up. Japan on their way, it's another float. Wonderful by Seki, but well met by Rampelberg. Is anyone going to put this to the ground? Fukudomo gets there again. And then Koga! Nice touch, and that was well played. Hayashi smiling once more, and she goes to 12 as Japan come through another long endurance test.
It's hours and hours and hours on the training court to be able to play like that.
Trying that more. That float was just dropped the other side of the net.
Well, when you see the team that are set up deep for what they're expecting as a deep ball, if you can look like you're going to do that and then just change that contact to a very slight one, then you can catch them short and drop it short.
Ishikawa trying to go cross court, and this is a free ball.
It's, you know what, when you first start playing volleyball and the youngsters can't hit a quick ball, you play this half ball in the middle, and it's great to see it being used here because Airi's not a middle attacker, but she can do that, and she's got great leap, and it's still a one-on-one. You still can hit the angles.
Maar mij gaat het daar niet om. Je mag allemaal eens een beeld pakken van jullie gezicht op dat veld. Als je denkt dat je ook maar een halve kans hebt tegen zo'n ploeg met zo'n gezicht, dan vergeet het maar. Dan kan je beter 6 anderen opzetten en daarmee verder spelen. Echt waar. Dit heeft geen enkele zin. Dat je frustreert tot daartoe, maar dat je toont, is gewoon tegen van slag.
Set 3, running away from Belgium, just like set 2. That's a good, powerful serve, and Japan surely are going to take full advantage. Airi, she's there in the middle, but she can hit wherever she is, and that's another point.
It's great to see it. It's such a simple play. It's a second tempo attack coming as the first line of attack, but it still creates one-on-ones. That's well left, right towards that baseline.
There is a pattern to this Belgian performance, though, isn't there? How often have you seen them take the first set and you think, right, okay, here we go, and then the opposition come back, and then set 3, set 4, just run away?
It's called mental toughness. Herbots has it. She was trying to get her team to also have it, but at times they just seem to lose it.
There's fragility, and through the block there is fragility as well. Another point.
Koga just says, right, where's the gap? Thank you. That's all I want to do. I'll put it right in there, and then it's really hard to play defense behind.
Now beware, here's Airi on serve. A little bit deeper this time. And Hestel is caught out, really. That was a free ball straight back over the net. Herbert's going once more and lands it really cleverly.
This is one of those situations where just because the hand is up already, it's never always going to be a short ball. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not, but you've got to be ready for both. Koga's still moving, and she's got herself further away and then can't even move towards it, but does the right thing. Seki made the first move, so she's the one to go play it. And then there's no confusion as to who's going to go for a ball.
Another mat on for Strager. Taller at the net. Didn't get that right at all.
So it looked probably worse than it was. Going to the line, the right thing for her. How much has she overcut it? Not that much. Actually hit through it. She's just got the finish slightly wrong.
Right. If Jutta van der Wever ever wanted a good service run, now's the chance. That's one.
Massive block for Belgium with Lemons, Van Avermaet and Herbots there. Good work from Van Avermaet to line that up.
Clever serve. Look at that. Herbert's unable to put that one away. Koga may capitalise. She's standing firm, and she's got a chance to finish. It's a 1-to-1 at the moment between Herberts and Koga. Number 3 versus number 3.
And it's an error. Unfortunately, Van Gestel's back row. She's way in front of the 3-metre line. Fabrice Colados was watching, knew exactly where she was. The minute she hit this, she's been called for an attacking fault.
So Ari's younger sister, Miyabi, is on, 20 years old. Another outside hitter. Good pass. I'll get there in the end, take 2.
Had the swing, got dug, but suddenly straight back into position. Nice little adjustment, quick contact, puts it away.
Herbert's now on serve. Haven't seen an ace and we're still waiting. Koga just waits, reaches up, keeps the ball in play, the pass. Herberts tries to finish, yet again. Hayashi is there, a red jersey. But eventually, the height of the nets, Van Avermaet, Lemons together.
That's where being close to the net like that doesn't favour Japan. Whereas when it's being set that way, they can use that ball to go off the hands, but it was always going towards Belgium's block.
Good read by Janssens, but that's a tap over. And then Ishikawa. Oh, wonderful dig by Herberts. But her opposite, number 3, Koga, has the final word. Another flashing swing.
They're not just hits for the sake of hits from any of these players at this level. This is, right, where am I going? What's in front of me and what's happening on the other side of the net? Where have I got to put this ball? That's quality hit from Koga.
It also tells you, given how well Inui's been playing, how well Ishikawa has taken her chance, because the moment she's there and Inui is off after a disappointing opening set. And here comes Ishikawa once more. Up as the block.
Wonderful. It's just the way Ishikawa made the moment and that helped Japan win that point wasn't the spike, wasn't the block, it was the dig Ishikawa made off of the initial swing from the outside of Belgium. Now Guilliams has come in now to replace Van Gestel.
That sort of takes away I was going to say to you, if you're the coach, then if you're Gert van der Broek, what do you do for Belgium now? How is this going to be turned around? Because this set's disappearing. In order to stay in the match, You need something big. Something's going to happen somewhere. Mindset, change, players. What is it? They'll pick up a point. Will they? Just.
It can be as something as simple as bringing in another player, even if it's not the player that's been making the error. That's a really kind of one of the fascinating things about volleyball. It's like you could be passing badly, whatever, and then you just change the setter, and suddenly everything's good again. It's the strangest thing at times.
Simple. There's no easy answer, is there? That's the thing.
No.
Oh, what a wonderful swing that is.
But once again, for Eri, this half ball, it's just sort of just to the top of the antenna, coming down. She's up on a second tempo attack with it, and it's wonderful. Such a good play.
Williams can't land with her first big swing. Waiting again as Herberts goes, and even Fukudome can't keep that up.
Sometimes where Herberts goes, nobody knows, but even with Fukudome there, that's how good a hit it was that she couldn't dig it and keep it in play.
Gilliams then with her first serve. And Iri does it again. The middle. And that smile just hasn't disappeared, actually. It's been there throughout. The excitement of playing in such a key role, in such a key match in this second week of the second round. And they have set point, 8 set points. Ishikawa! I thought that was in. Just gone out. What a way that would have been to end it, but that would have summed it all up.
Oh, they want to have a look. You might be able to go and say that. You might be able to get excited again.
Come on, you thought that was it as well, didn't you? That she has been so accurate in the last few matches, and she's made Belgium, the opposition, play every time. Was the ball in or out?
It's magical at times, the way that she puts the spin on the ball. She can move it left to... Oh, yes!
I told you. Did I tell you or did I tell you? That was in. That was always in.
You knew.
I did. On the line. Thank you. Take the point. 25-17, and Japan, from 1 set down, now lead by 2 sets to 1. No wonder she's smiling. What a credit to her. She's just stayed in there while Inui and Koga were doing their stuff. But since she's been called upon, that is what she can do. Van Avermaet said that was out, moved aside, made the call like Britt Rundberg, her colleague, but actually it was the wrong one. And Japan have got to come from behind if they're going to get anything out of this match. They have to win the next 2 sets. And at the moment, you can't see that happening. 21-25, 25-20, 25-16. It's getting better and better for Japan in every way. Scores and play and the selection. If you'd said Shimomura won't be playing and they'll be winning, and also tell you what, Inui is not going to be there either, you'd have gone, okay, well, that's going to have to be some performance, isn't it? Well, it has been, hasn't it?
Well, to be fair though, just having a look, I was going to say Inui started every match actually.
Yes, she
so
has.
She's played every game.
She's been the focal point.
However, Shimomura hasn't. So Shimomura played in the first 3 games and then hasn't started the last 2, but started this one. So it's all the tactics. You always, yes, I'd love to be able to dance like that, and also grow a moustache like that as well. It has to be said.
Does he know he's on camera?
Who cares? Dance like no one else is in the room. Talking of Shimomura, so the coaching, it all depends on what you've got in front of you and the team that you've got. That right, we need to be able to impose our game on them. How do we do that? What personnel have we got to do that? And secondly, how do we stop what they're imposing on us? And Japan have stopped Belgium attacking because whether it's Belgium serving has dropped down or just the fact that with the personnel changes, Japan have now been able to deal with the serving of Belgium, which they weren't able to deal with in that first set. That first set, there was, I think, it was like the most of the ball had gone through to 4, was set to 4 against Japan. That's just unheard of. That was how well Belgium played. In the second and third set, this set now, we're looking at the set of contacts. You can see the majority of ball is outside the green zone. It's outside of the place and where you're going to have all of your options. to be fair, for Japan, a few passes were over-exuberant, so the setters running backwards. There are 2, 4, 6 sets that are outside, which have all jammed up then the space over here. But because it goes quick out wide then, off of that, they can create the space they need.
So no need to change for Japan. Airi is out there again. Ishikawa will be on serve. And for Belgium, Van Avermaet will be there, and Jutta van der Wever. And it's their starting 6 once more. So Van Gestel, Janssens, Van der Wever, Van Avermaet, Lemmens and Herberts. But Belgium, the Yellow Tigers, have plenty to do. They've been toothless for the last 2 sets. Ishikawa gets us underway once more. Nice pickup by Van Gestel. Airi apologetically almost just lofts it, and they're still in play. Great, fantastic work by Hayashi, so quickly back off the net to keep that ball in play. Another great pass by Fukudomi. Good rally. Patience needed by Belgium to try to break through, and that's cross court, and Britt Herberts is rewarded.
Just the start Belgium were looking for, really, and an opportunity to sort of build on that in the right mindset, see whether they can convert Herberts back to serve.
Herberts on serve. Oh, expertly done again by Airi. You put the ball where she wants it, and we're about to find out maybe the more that she plays, even if it's not where she wants it, she can still find a way to score. Early in this serve rotation, here she goes. That's deep and long. Trying to be bold. They're very tentative but expert in the first of her serve rotations in set 2. Varied a little bit more in set 3. Belgium leading for the moment, 2-1. And that's the way it's got to stay if they're going to stay in this match and have a chance of scoring. Hayashi does the business in that opposite slot, coming off Janssens. Arrived just as she wanted it.
She arrives with her hand all ready to go.
It was
and
cocked.
Open. Exactly, and this is pulling the trigger. That is, boom. It's the speed of that, the pace of that, so difficult to deal with.
Not landed there by Van Avermaet. Or rather the swing. She is a blocker. Well, at least that one got through Van Gestel. But the point is, they're being blunted at the moment, Belgium. They're not as sharp and as potent as they need to be.
But what we are seeing, though, is a bit of that fighting spirit that we have seen in previous matches, and we've seen them come up with some wonderful wins over the years off the back of just sheer determination with the quality they've got to go with it.
Got another question for you as well about playing Japan. Nice touch. How would you get angry against Japan?
I
Do you know what I mean? Because you can get angry against Brazil, you get angry about Italy or the Netherlands in particular, get revved up.
I changed the vocabulary on that. I wouldn't say it's a good idea to be angry. I say you need to be determined, you need to be focused, and you need to be ready to play. And you have to have that be in the now moment. If you're getting angry, then you're getting frustrated at the same time.
I know what you mean, but it's sort of, okay, what are we going to do then? Because they took the fight to Italy, they took the fight to the Netherlands.
It should be just putting the jersey on, should be determination enough. You've been selected, you're a chosen player to come and play for your national team, and now you're on court to play against whoever it is. That in itself should be all the determination you need.
Sometimes though, teams, players, they're just an extra, they need something just to say, come on, what are we doing wrong? And to find a way back. That's exactly what Belgium need now. Already, having been in the lead, they're now behind once more, 5-3. Van Gestel goes big, but again, 4 Japanese arms reach up, and then another one belonging to Koga takes the point.
And that's the moment. These are the moments where you don't win this point, where you've been knocking on the door, and then they suddenly get a chance to knock on the door and it opens. You have to not go, oh, well, you know. You've got to go, right, let's go back again. And we need to do it. They need to do it as many times as necessary.
1 point at a time. Find that point, don't look at the scoreboard too much, just take another point, and that's what they've done, 4-6.
For Belgium, it's almost one touch at a time as well. Not get carried away. What have I got to do now? Okay, what do I got to do this time? Now what have I got to do? Each and every time you touch the ball. And forget the scoreboard. And if you do that, before you know it, you've already got to the end of a set.
Kronecki on for Van der Wever. Height, extra height at the net, and she's going to be needed now. Nice touch by Janssens. Again, once more. Ishikawa got through then. Quick move by Janssens, read that well. But the point is, who's recycling? Japan had a chance to score then, but this time Herbert lands for Belgium.
Shows the cross and then hits cross. Nobody then was in that power line behind the block, so she had a free swing effectively. This is all shaping up nicely. Japan are holding on to a lead for the moment. Belgium are siding out to get to within 1, and they get 1 point from service. It's all level, so this is an evenly poised set at the moment.
That was a scramble for Kronecki, and this is Japan's chance. I was going to go to ground, but Rampelberg did well. Well read by Herberts. Oh, hello. Oh, dear me.
Well, this is a real shame. So Kronecki knows, because Herbots has played this number 3, she's out of the play. She can't have a swing, but she's also in the way for the pipe to come in. Van Avermaet can't have a swing, not ready. So she thinks, and rightly, that Janssens or even Van Gestel are making their moves to attack. Neither of them did.
Setter hung out to dry, and it's 8-5 now. Look at that, in a blink of an eye. Janssens, having been so effective on that slide, well, they got a point there, but that didn't quite get the, well, it wasn't the solution she wanted. 8-6, at least they're still in touch inside out, and she's now on serve.
I think actually, go back to the play before that, the only person she couldn't see was Janssens, because she knew actually that Van Gestel wasn't having a swing, so she was the only option.
Beautifully placed. There's a spirit and resilience about Japan, which is very impressive. It's going to come straight back over, isn't it? Hayashi is there. Not making the contact at the moment, Belgium, that they would want to. Hayashi reaching. Now can Herberts let fly? Is there again, unbelievable. Dig to keep it in play. And that's just going to have to be a free pass. Oh, Airi and Ishikawa uncertain. And eventually Belgium take the point, but it was almost after you. Who's going to take it? Oh, you take it. No, they take it.
Oh, right now, Fukudome is just making the most ridiculously great defensive plays. And even then, when she was on her heels a bit, she almost kept that one in play.
Outstanding. And now it's Uchiseto on play as the defensive libero. Ready behind Hayashi. But not needed though. Ishikawa does the business.
Well, they bring Uchiseto into pass, so she's kind of classed as the passing specialist, and Fukudome as the player to keep the ball off the floor in defense. And we've seen them both work really well in both of those situations.
Classic Japanese tactic. Those two liberos just alternating, depending on the play. And when it works, it's unbeatable. Just ask Japan and get Van der Berg. Nice rolled tip there.
Not sure Koga was ready for that. That was rolled towards her, whether she was thinking to go out and have a swing or not, but she didn't. Watch number 3. She's just late to react. And then, of course, saw Seki move and think she was going to get it. That's height. That's nothing more than the fact that Van Avermaet could go over the top of Koga, so she did.
And at least she got it in, because they haven't always dropped for Belgium.
It's very well watched as well. Knows exactly where the block is in relation to her.
A point in it. Can they draw level? Big boom, but it's Fukudomi again, but even she can't dig this one. Or although Gisetto, sorry. And Herbert's lands, and it's 10-all. Right, here is a platform for the Yellow Tigers.
Can they banks is the question now. Hayashi almost got that. They just give up on nothing. It's so good to watch.
Quality from Koga.
It's the speed of play. For those of you who watch volleyball and you're watching now, and we always kind of watch it, when you watch it from this end, from this angle, and you see the game from end on, you get to appreciate just how quick that ball is going and how little time there is for the block to get in position.
With relief, Van Gestel. Big swing, off the block. No, it's coming back over.
This is what she's looking for. She's looking specifically for that, to get it off the hands and out of play. And she does a really good matrix job of just wriggling around it.
Huge relief. 11-all. Nice dig. Herbert's gone up a level in terms of her defence now. There's an intensity in black, but still this relentlessness by the red tie on the other side of the net.
There's always a time pressure on Belgium's block. And for once, Japan don't get a ball that hits the block, in part because of the lateral movement of Yamada. What she's moving, her first step is away from the ball because she hadn't planted her foot, so she then has to get back and she can't get there. Had she posted, so she got her right foot back facing to the net and jumped, she'd have jumped up and down, she could have moved to play it.
Good dig. Whoops.
That's tough for Van Gestel. There's a lot of work being done at the net, getting off, getting in position, and she just lost her form as a result of that.
Trying to go down the line and cracks against the antenna, and that immediately gives the point the other side. Hayashi taking a leaf out of Fukudomi's manual. Wonderful dig. Oh, dear me.
Herbert's has tried to force that. She's come on a different... last time she hit the pipe through the middle. This time she's hit it more towards the right side, left side of court. That was the one that was dug. Brilliant in their base position. So Hayashi outside the block. This time she's gone a bit further over and then try to angle it past the block and ran out court.
That's an ace. Off the block. It's another, or a touch, rather, yeah, off the serve, but off the hands, either way, but it's another point, and it's 15-12.
This is a big point. Again, right in between two players. It's Van Gestel who's tried to play it. Come off her arms, gone away.
Oh, yes. Expertly played. Class.
Took a good deflection as far as Belgium are concerned. Great hustle, popped up. Van Gestel, Rampelberg out of the play, but Herbert's isn't, and then just works it off the hands and out of the reach of Japan.
Oh, that's dropped in.
Rampelberg thought it was out. chance. They may challenge it, they will.
They've gone straight away.
But once she looked and then looked up again, the reaction said, oh, that was it.
Yeah. And I think if we can see it from where we are, I'm sure Hawkeye just going to, of course. How long are they going to take?
And there's only one challenge that never gets argued with, and it's the ball in out, because it's an animation.
Boom. Oh, hello.
Yep, in. Miles in.
On the tape.
It's either in or it's out, isn't it? It's, yes. I love it. It's
very simple.
Yeah. And you can't argue with it. You can't go, oh, it looks like there was this and that. No.
I think it was only confirmation, really, for Wampelberg, the Belgian libero, 16-13. She's back on duty then with that pass. Still Herberts can't make it land, but such was the power. Janssens has an easy tip.
It's such a good block, this, because she's gone up, and then watch her hands, what she does as it comes up. And that sends it straight down, so there's no chance of anyone getting it. It's so close to the net.
Little flap down. They're in touch for now, but off the block, Ishikawa has done it.
And you've got Eri going in here as well. Both Eri and Ishikawa are coming in at the same time, and where the middle block's out to lunch. Can't get out and help, so it's one-on-one, and then it's a little, I'll play it off the hands instead. Thank you very much.
Two sets to one in favour of Japan, and Belgium know they've got to take this set. Otherwise, they'll be pointless after their first match in this second week, round 2 of the 2022 World Championships. Airi goes for a big hit, well met by the block. She's done it again, Uchiseto. It's a free ball from Mayashi, but they're waiting again, and she's flat once more and kept it in play.
Unfortunately, it's a net touch against Ishikawa. As far as Japan are concerned, and look at this, Belgium back to within one. Once just great hustle, Ishikawa making some wonderful moves.
Another good dig by her as well. Oh, what a swing by Hayashi. I don't think Charlotte Kronecki particularly appreciated it. Hayashi straight through there to check she was all right, but...
That's nice sporting spirit, but this is a close-up you just don't want when you're a player.
Boom, wow.
When you're that high, like, you almost want to stand with your hands in front of your face. Oh, yes. But that is magnificent in terms of the outcome, but in terms of where that ball could go, it was the only place it could go. So there was nowhere it was going anywhere else but middle, and that's where Eri needs to get across and be on Lemons.
Court just opened up. Oh, what a good serve, but what a great pickup by Hayashi.
Net touch against Belgium.
Is that Van Kestel then approaching? That's again a little error which has crept in, and you don't need to give Japan these little points. It's costing them. They're good enough at manoeuvring and manufacturing their own points. And here's Airi on serve. Good block. And again, Koga goes through, but the block wins through. Lemons and Fanafamat, two tall blockers.
This is why they're in the team. That's what they're there for, to get to make those touches.
So Manan Slayir comes on for Lemons in this serve rotation. Can she level up at 19 all? Ooh.
Could have gone, do you know what, that could have been a fraction higher, would have dribbled over and could have been an ace, and it would be all smiles. It's just, that's the game at times.
The idea was right, but not the execution. So here comes Yoshino in a similar role. But not too fast. Timeout Belgium. called just at the right moment, just as Yoshino was preparing. Gert van der Broek intervenes.
Als we naar beneden gaan, gaan we van hoog. Agressief. Tip agressief. Agressief. Die brave balletjes moet pakken. Hij kwam.
Alles geven die receptie, die gaat er een mot op geven. Bal nu houden, kom aan.
Win het maar lief.
Real shaker at the end of the fourth set. So where are the fans of Team Japan? Where are the fans of Team Belgium?
More tactical than anything. Break that rhythm on the other side of the net. And that's what Gert van der Broek hopes will happen now. Yoshino serves. Herberts delivers. Point made. Just what Gert van der Broek needed. Straight through. And not even Fukudome could do that along with Ishikawa. Now, to draw level. Good dig. Van Herstel doesn't get it where she wanted. The block was waiting. She can get that over the net. Yes, she did. Just dropped off the tape. And that was Yamada, the key touch. Nice slide.
It's a facet of the women's game, this slide behind, because it's a good way of going quickly and getting the gaps in the block, and that's exactly what it's done.
See it so often for Brazil, don't you? With Macris and Carol Gataz, Hayley Washington for the States.
Yeah, when it's used well, it's almost impossible to stop.
Seems to be reaching a bit, but even so.
But again, so Japan's pipe is very different to the pipe run by Belgium. Look at the speed of that. That is a second tempo ball. When you look at the slide behind, that just happened. And so again, the time pressure on the block is huge. You've got no time to make a decision.
Up go the block, but that was flashing by them off the hands, and Herberts.
You know, when you're playing against Herbots and the ball's inside a little bit like this, you really just want to be more aggressive for Airy and just get as far across as possible.
I think Manabe is saying exactly that, by the looks of it. Janssens. Oh, yeah! I thought it was in. I love the way they celebrate. I think they're going to challenge, aren't they? You see? You watch. What happened the last time?
This is another one that's just clipped the line, hasn't it?
Don't you think? I bet it has. Ball in, all out. Come on.
Oh, my goodness. It was exceptionally close.
Right. Oh, so
It
close.
was the O. Yeah, not the E. Yeah.
Okay. But even so,
I tell you what, the referee has had a fabulous game.
he's a good man, isn't he?
And because of the fact that we've not noticed it, the decisions that have been made where he's just made them, and then all of his challenges, all of his decisions have been proved successful from the challenge point of view.
Here comes Seki, 23-21. They're closing in on this set and the match. Oh, they've rolled it. They've neutralised Herberts, and it is match point for Japan, and it's a timeout for Belgium.
The roll shot's a good idea, but it's just not the height. For whatever reason, have a look at this. Herbots comes in, it's a little bit maybe behind her. She's gone with the roll, and in fact, Airy's gone all over it. That's a wonderful block from Airy. She's had a very good game.
Normally she's our interpreter. Maybe she just talk to her generally, because that's a great performance.
Certainly am going to have a chat with her afterwards if Japan wins. Still plenty of points to play with just yet. It's not over until it's over.
24-21. This has got to be side out Belgium if they want to stay in this contest. Fukudome is quick, but not that quick.
That was just a straightforward tactic. Put it on her box, make her play it. Brought her in short so she couldn't have a full run up. They got a really good touch, and it almost worked. They almost got it back into transition.
Krenicki. Ishikawa, and that's enough, and Japan have come through 25-22, 3 sets to 1. Belgium started so strongly taking that first set, but Japan, with the 2 changes made by the coach, Inui and Shimamura off, Airi coming on, and Koga reappearing, the captain back on court, and Japan very much on song. Herberts was up, but Lemons was arriving late, and there was nothing that Rampelberg could do, despite the encouragement from Britt Herberts. Belgium have lost their second match in the World Championships in 2022. Did so well against the Netherlands 3-1. Brushed Cameroon aside, but here in Rotterdam, as the championship moves within the Netherlands from Arnhem to Rotterdam to the Ahoy Arena, and the world number 7 team, Japan, impose themselves straight away. Played 6, won 5, lost 1. And this is how they've kept that run going. 21-25, but then back 25-20, 25-16, 25-22. It's more frustration for Belgium. They knew. You talked to them about what happened against Italy. They know they should have won that one, and they would have had 5 wins. They start well. They take the first set just as they did against Italy. But then it didn't go to plan from set 2 onwards. Japan found their way back. And the changes made by the coach, very, very impressive. And they have every reason to be happy. Airi Miyabi, yes, she's holding a sign, and her performance was really eye-catching. Really made a massive contribution. Tall blocks for Belgium. Serves impressive for Japan. Ishikawa in amongst them. But overall, Japan just never